Hi, I'm Mark Crossley, and you're listening to the Prawn Sandwich podcast.
How's the bacon, did you say?
Salah! Oh, wow! Oh! Coutinho! It's a goal! Stanislas makes it 3-3! Goodness gracious me! Melo! My goodness! Cross past Dixon, cross comes Adam. Oh, in! The goalkeeper's pass! Steering out and scored! Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
Hello and welcome to the Prawn Sandwich podcast, season 5, episode 2. And this week we're doing an 11 episode.
Oh, I think 11 episodes my favourites. Recommended by Antonio off Instagram. Thank you for your message, mate. Yeah, I meant a lot.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
So this one's for you.
I've never smiled as much in my life.
Generally, it helped reignite the flame.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. It sounds like the Facebook like generally fancy, and it is a generally good idea. That's why we're going.
Yeah. It's nice to know that people are actually listening to us.
That message did actually mean a lot.
Yeah,
It really
completely.
Did. Like, thank you very much for reaching out to Dill on the Instagram. Like, fair play, mate.
Completely.
Giving us a great idea for a hit 11.
Yes. So
sound from this. Yeah.
we have taken your advice.
Antonio will know now what we're doing. It is our most hated players 11. Tough one, this one, boys. Hate is a strong word,
It is a very strong word.
but I love it. You know something? You know when we were like, we set like rules because like we're Sunderland supporters and we were like, right, like maximum of 3 Newcastle players. Yeah. I was like, I might have to put a maximum of Sunderland players in because many Sunderland players were getting in my 11.
I went with 2 and then I took them out.
I've got none. I haven't got a single one.
2 and I took them out.
Well, come on, fuck it, I had to have them in.
So we established some rules. So the rules that we established were any formation, 1 manager, and only 3 Newcastle United players.
Yeah.
So as far as Newcastle United players, how many of them have you got?
3.
1, 2. No, 3. Sorry, I've maximum of 3.
I went 3.
Yeah.
1,
Full hatred.
2. Yeah, I think I've got 3 as well.
You see,
3 former players.
If we did this most hated 11 when I was in like my early 20s, it would be totally different to like what it is now. Even though, but I had a lot more hatred in my veins back then.
I just want to say, if any like Newcastle fans do listen, you would have done the exact same thing with Southern players. So don't get a little arsey or irate over it. It's just how it is.
Just because you've got blood money in your club now.
Yeah.
But there's players that I absolutely hated when they were playing, but I actually don't mind now. So it was a weird one to pick that way. That's what made it hard.
I didn't realise.
I don't have the same hatred for them as I did then.
I didn't realise how many players I disliked. There must have been about 4 for every position.
So what formation you boys gone for?
I've just went flat 4-4-2.
Same.
Keeping it easy.
Have you?
Back. Yeah.
I went 4-2-3-1.
Right, so I'm gonna take control. Nate, who have you got in the goal?
Former Liverpool goalkeeper, an absolute nightmare, Pepe Reina.
Stephen Harper.
Well, me and Nate have started off on a fucking goal. We both have Pepe Reina.
Reina was actually, he was in my consideration.
Steve Harper?
Steve
I have.
I just fucking hated him.
I have.
Why? You fucking never played for them?
Oh, but he just hung around there like fucking bad
Yeah.
smell.
You really signed for us, and then you like
and then
good with the down his class.
oh fuck! I think it's no reason to hate him. Like we stayed up, we beat Everton. You can see the picture of his face in the background. Absolutely fucking hate him. He's employed by the club. I know he's like it was that Newcastle totally pointless signing. I know. I think like Allardyce just appointed because we were going to send him out.
Was it
Allardyce knew where stayed up here. I'm gonna mug that twat.
Well, possibly. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
thing
Was it not just a one because he was trying to get his badges? Was it not just a badge? Like, you know, like how some players will only go to a country to get the badges.
He was a half decent keeper. He could have been a good career.
Yeah, he could have went elsewhere and had a half decent career.
And he was just happy, like sitting on the bench. I suppose that just makes him like a proper supporter. But that'll endear him to fans for like no fucking reason. He played like 3 seasons as a number one.
Yeah,
out of a 20-year career.
He must have. Well, even was not one of them seasons at Hull. Because he had a stint at Hull as well.
I can't even fucking mind.
Anyway, Pepe Reina.
Yes, I have never hated
Overrated.
a goalkeeper as much, but yet he's won so much in my entire life.
But he hasn't won. He's won
He hasn't won it by playing though. Like, but you look at his CV and look at what he's got.
But this is my issue. It was like the big one for Liverpool, like running down the pitch and all that. But he was one of those players at Liverpool where it was like, oh, we've got the best team ever, but you never won anything.
Yes.
And like, I get it. One of my favourite players of all time is Xabi Alonso, who also was not Liverpool team. But then he went to Real Madrid, and won lots. Pepe left Liverpool and won jack shit. It's like he was just crap.
Just a bad goalkeeper. Just a very, very, very bad goalkeeper.
If you look at his Liverpool, I think he got away with his character more than he did his goalkeeping ability.
Because he's a good lad. He's good to have around the place.
And then he went to Lazio, the fucking scum.
It really annoys me.
To be honest, like Jen, I'm not just saying that he was my second choice keeper.
He's horrid.
He was such a liability for years. Like.
Yeah.
He just makes he's one of them players where you look and you're like, oh, he makes me mad. Just looking at him coming out the tunnel. Oh no, mad.
Right. So where do you always want to go? Right back.
Aye.
Mine's a personal one.
Same. Well, it's not. I couldn't think of right back, and I thought, you know what? I hate that cunt.
Yeah.
See, Bob's done 2 episodes.
Fuck it, well, no holds bad. Hey, Australians say cunt all the time. We've got quite a good following in Australia now, so like C-bombs left, right, John Mensah. My right back, former Carlisle right back, David Raven.
Wow. Wow.
And I'll tell you for why. I used to work at a bookies when I was younger, right? And it was bank holiday Sunday. We got the few days that we were allowed to shut early. We were due to shut 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, something like that. I was meant to be going straight from work to meet my pals to like go out for a pee, as you do on a bank holiday Sunday. 5 minutes to close.
A drink for our listeners who don't know what pee means.
Yes.
5 minutes to close. In walks David Raven and Danny Graham. I just emptied all the fucking like roulette machines and that, like ready to close up. I was like, for fuck's sake. And they come in and start putting money in. I was like, oh, we're shut in a minute, lads. Totally ignored. I was like, I had a cash box to go and put into the machine that was to the one left of them. Went and put it back. David Raven turns to us and goes, he was a scouser. I'm not going to do a scout. I was about to, but I'm not going to. He was like, is the money in there? And I was like, no. And he goes, I should rob you right now, shouldn't I? And I was like, there's no money in it, you mug. What a meth. Like, put it away and went back behind the counter, and it was about a minute to an hour. I was like, lads, you need to come off the machine, like, we're closed. They just still chose to ignore us. And he was the one being like loud and gobby, like deliberately talking like louder, so pretending they couldn't hear us. So I just turned the machine off and spat out the receipt, and I was like, oh, you've got to go. I was like, fucking prick. Wanker.
Wow.
There's lots of stories about David Raven. Andy Little has one about
David Raven. It's just
about
era of Carlisle.
Yeah, era of Carlisle.
2008.
Yes.
Used to walk around Carlisle.
Yeah.
Real Madrid players.
Because I got in the playoffs, but bottled them.
Yeah. Who's your right back now?
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I fucking knew it would be.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
I'm not going to go on a tyrant because I'm going to save my tyrant for later on. My tirade of abuse. Yeah. I just think he's just overrated.
Right, mine you might find weird. So this player is part of a team that I hated in the Premier League, and I used to, even if it was at match day, I used to go, oh, how the fuck is he a Premier League footballer? Stoke City's Andy Wilkinson. I hated him, mate.
He's played in the Europa League.
Yeah, exactly. And I used to just go, how? In what way? Like, in what physical way? Crap. Utter shit. Shite. Like, I just... And he got so much like. Do you know what? He's probably one of them. If I went to Stoke, he'd probably be like a cult hero or something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah,
I can imagine Stoke City fans enjoy Andy Wilkinson.
Garbage. It's garbage.
One of them players that if he plays for you, you'll love.
Yeah, done. Anyway. Right, left back, Nave, you can start. Actually, no, I'll start because I went last.
Go on then.
I've got on the Nave tyrant, Andy Robertson. Prick.
Thank you. He's not my left back, but
Utter prick.
Oh yeah.
And I loved it when, like, I get it, he's good. I'm not saying I hate him because he's bad. He's a good footballer. But he basically is one of those that he's finally got to a big club.
Big time.
And he's big time. It's like, mate,
big time. Big time, Charlie.
Like when Atletico, was it they drew away or something, or they got beat away? And he's like, oh, they've got to come to Anfield. And then you got beat, dickhead.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Just get on with the game. Just shut the fuck up and get on with the game.
Yes. Save the mind games to the real ballers.
And and I get it, the Barca comeback was mint, and but everyone lived off like him, like
doing that thing, everything with Messi
head,
and that.
And it's like, really?
Messi.
20 times the footballer you will ever be.
He's a shithouse.
You absolute melt. Like
pure.
Scotland have changed their entire formation just to get you in because Teeny's better than you.
Yes.
Teeny is better.
You absolute prick.
Yeah. They have to play Teeny at centre half.
I hate him. Like, I absolutely hate him. Like, I get you all with Trent, but I don't hate Trent. I hate him. Like, I absolutely despise him. He's a prick.
Yeah, I hate him as well, but he didn't make my 11.
So what's your left back then?
Wayne Bridge.
Oh, that is a shout. That is a good shout.
I fucking hate
great shout.
Wayne Bridge. Viva John Terry for me. Viva John Terry.
Both, to be honest.
Like, what? Just how? Just how has he got so many England caps? So like, I know Sven would pick literally anyone, but
so fucking shit.
I would rather.
He was my second choice because of just one incident. So when Sunderland played Newcastle away, we took Cambridgeson off for him, and he left Amiobi at the back post, short of the fucking Mackham player, whatever you fucking call it, and he scored. And I was like, I despise Weybridge.
He's so slow.
I despise Weybridge.
Slow left back than Ian Hart.
He's made such, but he's don't he? Don't. I just really don't like him. Really don't like him. And then you see things like when we did the 2002 World Cup episode, and you're reading the squad, and you're like, Wayne Bridge got in that squad, eh? How's Wayne Bridge getting in that squad?
It was at top
at the time. Euro 2004, he got in that squad as well. That just so annoying. So bad. So bad. So bad.
West Bromwich Albion's Paul Robinson.
That's like my Andy Wilkinson. It's the same player.
Former Birmingham City player.
Yeah, I fucking hate
I'm with John.
He just looked like a cunt. I fucking hate him. And you know what? Oh, it just irked me so much. Like that season when we went up under Keane and like Tony Mowbray give it like the when he was West Bromwich manager, like, we'll finish above them. Paul Robinson was like playing for them at the time, and like I just generally hated that fucking West Brom team. And he just had a face I couldn't fucking stand.
West Brom is a club I do not like.
And you know what really upset me? Him and Kevin Phillips had like this like little bromance going on with them, with like dyeing their hair blonde together, and I was like, fucking hell, Kev, no, not with that cunt, fuck's sake.
Have you watched Keane's YouTube documentary?
I have,
The Mackham Miracle.
Yeah, have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
He slides off that. He mentions it, and he's like, Tony Mowbray said something. I was like, yes, Keane.
I fucking hated Paul Robinson.
Yes, Keane.
There's a
get Mowbray the slammer.
On that season review from that season when we play them. There's a bit of him kicking off at ref. I think he gets sent off. Does he not? I think he gets sent off in that 2-1 when we beat them at the Hawthorns. Sure he does.
Tony Mowbray.
He's got this angry look on his face where I'm just like, fuck you, bro, get off. But Paul Robinson.
Fair play.
Right, so we're all going hard here. So are we doing 2 centre halves, or are we doing one each at a time?
Do a pair. Or do you want to do one each? Somebody make an executive decision.
Let's do one each.
One each, because I feel like this one we have to have reasons for one.
It'll make the episodes
right,
a
you
bit
go
longer.
with your first one because you were last on the left box.
I was going to say the other one first, but I'll go with this one first because you've already mentioned him. John Terry. And I know yous actually like him, don't you?
I think he's a hero.
He's probably one of the better English centre halves that we've had. Like,
it's not to do with the Wayne Bridge thing. It's nothing to do with that.
I applaud him for that.
Couldn't care less about that, to be honest. It was just that fucking. To be fair, the entire English contingent of Chelsea at that time, I absolutely fucking hated because
No, hate Frank Lampard.
At the time I did. When Son had just got first promoted to the Premier League, and I was like going every game. I basically just hated every England player, to be honest, because if a referee made a decision, they'd be the first ones on.
I remember shouting "Mr. John Terry" every time because he would walk over to the ref like.
Oh no! They basically ref the game. Like, what chance have you got? Like when you're a club that just got promoted to the Premier League and you're coming against these big sides, when you've got these fucking like England captain going up and booting off at ref, fucking stuff like. I just fucking hated him. And then his final fucking game for Chelsea, where the ball gets kicked out.
That is disgusting.
He wanted the ball kicked out in the 26th minute so he could get a standing ovation at Stamford Bridge, and we were the mugs that fucking obliged them
to do it.
Fuck him.
Yeah. That was minging.
Couldn't care less
I will
about this person
on this pod that when he got caught shagging Wayne Bridge's wife, just to annoy someone at 6th form, I went and got John Terry on my England top. And walked it at 6th form. I got slated. And I was loving it.
I love the fact that he went and got a mohawk shaved in his head just to try and divert it a little bit. At that mint.
Arrogant prick.
Right, my first centre half is current England and Aston Villa fraud Tyrone Mings.
Yeah, okay. I think we've already heard about this pod for you to know.
Just let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. Although I am Southgate in now, we should keep Tyrone out.
I'm just gonna say, one of the things you always said was Gareth Southgate only picks him because he plays for Aston Villa, right? But I've just got to totally question that theory because Jack Grealish wasn't getting like proper minutes.
It's not relatable though. It's not relatable. Gareth Southgate wasn't a creative midfielder or a wide midfielder. Gareth Southgate was a stalwart centre half at Aston Villa. Tyrone Mings plays there, and he's got to have one of his Villa boys in the squad.
Fuck off. I appreciate you hate Tyrone Mings.
I do hate Tyrone Mings. He's just shite. He's utter shite. And he played that first game in the Euros against Croatia. Like, he kept a clean sheet. No.
If he still keeps getting picked over Tomori, then
it's disgraceful.
I don't even want to unpin that grenade and roll it to me.
I don't even want Conor Cody in there neither now. Conor Cody's not in my hated 11, but
I wouldn't. I'd have Ben White.
I would have Ben White in there. I don't want Tyrone Mings or Conor Cody in there. You can't just pick players because they're good to have in the dressing room. You're here to win tournaments, boys. If you're not good enough, piss off.
Yeah. No,
and he's not good enough. So piss off, Tyrone. Enough said.
Well, my first centre half is Gerard Piqué. One, you shot Shakira.
Every man on the planet should be.
My number one celebrity crush of all time is Shakira.
Number one is she?
Yeah.
He loves Shakira,
And two, you're not Puyol, so just fuck off. You absolute bent cunt. You're just not. But he's not. He's not that good.
I love the fact we're loving that we're allowing ourselves to C-bomb now.
Sorry.
5 seasons. 5 seasons worth of C-bombs to just unleash now.
I just hate him. I hate his face. I just hate him.
Him and Shakira aren't together anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen
cheated on it, didn't he?
Yeah. Exactly. Why would you do that, you monk?
Do you see that someone's tweet put he's bottled this, he's bottled that, and he's even bottled Shakira?
I'd bottle him.
I was in my head. I was like, I hope he comes back with that.
Did you watch his overlap with Gary Neville?
No.
Where he's on about he's on about becoming. He wants to be a president. He wants to be a Barcelona president.
Aye, suits them.
Isn't there something dodgy? Wasn't he involved with something dodgy?
Yeah,
he owns a team in a different country, doesn't he?
No, he owns a TV rights.
Oh yeah, he owns. It's like a TV rights company.
He owns a TV rights company in some Arab country, and he gets Barca games played there. He's a wrong one.
He owns a team in a different country as well.
Signed for Newcastle, and he fit right in. Prick.
Puyol carried him for years.
I think there's a lot of centre backs that have carried him for years. To be fair, Sergio Ramos on international duty. Shite. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. and you can't bottle Shakira, man. Jesus, that's phenomenal.
I hate him.
I'd give both arms and my legs to just sit and talk to her.
I hope she gets custody and moves back to Colombia.
Get to Mario, yeah.
Or the Lake District.
Love you, Shakira.
Gets back. She moves to Windermere.
You'll be loving it if she rocks up on Lake District Tinder.
There's some good places Windermere, love.
What? Shakira's on Tinder?
Just let us know. We'll rob him for half his money first. Right. My centre half, I'll go first. And it's my first Newcastle inclusion.
Probably going to be the same as me.
Steven Taylor.
Yep. He was
I wanted to, but to get the other two in, I had to eliminate him.
And I do get it. He was a wind-up merchant, but he was also shite.
So
That's
bad.
what I don't get.
Yeah.
Like, he was crap.
So bad.
If they had like a decent half who wound us up, I'd be like, you know what, he's winding us up. But I get it. He's a decent footballer.
Yeah, if he was
genuinely garbage.
Getting picked, regular picked for England or something like that, then you would take it. But no,
crap,
garbage, utter garbage.
God,
no, but that's the thing. Not even really like Colaccini. I don't like him, but I could recognise that he was good.
A good defender.
He was good.
Yeah,
even Basson was good for them.
Yeah, and he was terrible.
Do you mind the handball that he did and tried to fit? They tried to make out hit him on the side.
Do you mind when he fucking face planted the post?
Stephen Fletcher.
Oh, Stephen Fletcher pushed me. Class.
That fucking meme. Stephen Taylor likes this post. I fucking hate him. I hate him. He's my second choice centre back as well. He's fucking
despise him. That's all I've got to
say. There was a thing where he played for England under 21s, and we went out in the under 21 tournament in 07 against Holland in a penalty shootout.
Yeah, Stuart Pearce.
And he took a penalty shootout and he pulled his hamstring, and folk were comparing it to fucking Terry Butcher because he'd done something with an injury. Fuck off, man. Fuck off.
It annoys me that if you ever played the 2014 World Cup game for PlayStation 3 or Xbox, he's in the squad. He's in the England squad.
When Sunderland fans were singing Stephen Taylor, we wish you were dead. That's one of the best songs ever. The fucking amazing crap. Stephen Taylor, we wish you were dead. And you know something? I hate the cunt, but to be fair to him, he didn't kick up a fuss. He was like, well, fair play. That's the only defence I'm ever going to give him.
To be fair, he laid down a training top in front of the Sunderland fans that day, didn't he?
He's a meth.
Yeah, he's a
little rat. He's shite.
Absolute rodent.
Who's your then? Second.
My second centre defender is Jamie Carragher.
I knew. Of course.
This man is an absolute terrible defender. He's been carried for so many years in this Liverpool team, and now he gets paid to have an opinion. And he has the goal to sit on television, national television, and say that people are shit at football. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, Jamie. Yeah?
I have his name scribbled out.
And he spits on kids, which is even more disgusting.
He's a little rat.
I hate him.
He's
just. Do you know what makes me think? Do you know what makes me think? I actually genuinely think that people think he's a better defender than he was.
Yeah.
Just because of his TV thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
There was a thing on.
He was crap. He was not good.
No.
My argument with Pepperina, he was in that span of Liverpool, where because Liverpool are a big club, and it's like Liverpool, which I get it. They are a big club. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But he was in that span of, you won fucking jack shit. Yeah, right. Sorry, you won the Champions League. And that's what I hate, because you can't take it away from him.
No, you can't.
Even though that squad was crap. It's like, right. I know it coulda, shoulda, wouldas. They should never have won that final. Because
there was a miracle.
Because if you go on greatest teams of all time, that Milan team is genuinely there.
Yeah, it does. That Milan team never gets spoken about.
That Liverpool team of Carragher and Traore and Barosh, they're unbelievable.
You can name that Milan side.
They didn't even take top 4 in England.
No, that Milan side doesn't. That Milan side doesn't get talked about because of that final.
Yeah, so that's I'm saying. I'm backing you. Carragher is in that span of you never win a league, and now he's on TV going, "Oh, we won the league, and we won this and that." No. You've got an Everton tattoo for one.
When Liverpool did win the league, he was giving it the big one as well, which annoyed me. And he does American TV.
I might change 3-5-2.
He does American TV with Thierry Henry and Micah Richards. And one of the questions was, how many Premier League goals have you scored? And Jamie Carragher had said 6, and it turns out no, he said he scored like 10, and it turns out he'd only scored like 6, and Henri's like, ooh. It turns out he scored more goals against Liverpool than for Liverpool.
At one stage he was the highest scoring like Premier League player against Liverpool.
It's disgusting. And then he had the goal to come out in retirement for 2010 and go, yeah, I've come out in retirement to come to the World Cup.
About that 2010 World Cup.
You're like, Jamie, no one. Oh, yeah, it's annoying.
I just to play like devil's advocate, because I fucking hated him, like especially in the latter stages of his career. Detested him. There was a good maybe it's like couple of years where he was like a decent centre back, kind of like 04-06.
No,
but
nah.
I'm just being diplomatic.
You are wrong.
But,
right, come on then, let's move on to midfield. So you got 2.
I've got 2 City midfielders.
So who got a centre mids first?
I'm going first.
Where are you going?
First name on my team sheet, Jack Rodwell.
Oh, that is a shot.
I didn't even think of Jack Rodwell.
I don't think I hate a footballer as much as I hate this
Jack
man.
Rodwell.
I fucking detest him. Honest to God, I hate him so much. When we signed him, like I thought, decent signing. He's had a rough spell at City, but at Everton,
England,
he was a great prospect at Everton. We were still young when we signed him. That first season he was with us was half decent. When our demise started, and when we went down under Moyes, that championship year, and you can watch the Sunderland Till I Die documentary on Netflix, and you can see what a fucking little rat he is. He's just like, nah, I'm not playing. There's no way he was just fucking crocked that whole season. Yeah. I'm sorry, like
not
no way. And when he did that fucking interview in the paper, and he sat there with his like best compo pose on, like fucking, I'm just not getting picked. I want to play football. Fuck off, Jack. You're picking up 70 grand a week because we didn't have a relegation clause to reduce your wages, which is our ownership's fault. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying he should like sacrifice his wages and stuff like that, but at least fucking play.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't expect a footballer just out of the goodness of his heart to like reduce his wages. Like it's in your contract, that's what you've signed, that's what you're getting. Fair enough, but fucking play football.
Yeah, especially if they want you to play. Especially if there's a manager sitting there wanting you to play.
Don't just be like, "Are you playing this week?" Nah. Like fuck off. Fucking waste.
It's quite evident that's.
And
what
you can't sit there on 70 grand a week and then play the fucking victim when you're not the one. Then you're just not playing football.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, like, where did he go after us?
Sheffield United. He got a deal.
He went to
Sheffield United in the Premier League. Is he still
went to Blackburn
after Blackburn?
Second half of Blackburn for a few weeks.
Did he fuck him? Absolute rat.
Is he still at Western Sydney?
Fucking skip rat. Yeah.
He went to Western Sydney for a bit, didn't he? I don't know if he's still there.
Set for life from doing fuck all at us, just turning up and sitting in the fucking like physio's room.
There was a big thing when he signed for us as well, wasn't there? Like there was like banners of him up in the city and that, wasn't there? Yeah, he scored against Man United, didn't he? Yeah. It was a good signing that.
For the first fucking half of the season.
Yeah.
I fucking hate him, honestly. Like he was. If I could have fielded 11 Jack Rodwells, I would have. Oh, no, I couldn't get it in there. There you go. Like I'm having a drink.
Near you.
Go on, Neth.
Right, my first central midfielder is Robbie Savage.
That's a good shout.
I hate him.
We see when Dean Windass calls him a bee in a bottle. He's just a bee in a bottle. He just runs about and he just pisses people off.
You know what I don't like about him now?
Pure.
His son's doing well, right?
He's trying to live up this.
After every match, he goes, "Oh, Charlie Savage did well. Better passer than me." Like you have to say it after every fucking game.
It's annoying. It's gotten that bad that it's affected everyone else now. Paul Scholes did it the other day. He had a good game. Charlie had a good game for Man United, and he put Charlie Savage playing well for United tonight. Must have got his passing from his mum. Like, no, let's not feed this guy's ego.
No, but
anymore.
it's not even that. It's not feeding. It's every game. It's like, wonder where he got his passing from, like fucking wink face.
It's annoying, eh?
Shut up.
When he made his debut in the
Champions League, 50-year-old man.
When he played in the Champions League, when he made his debut in the Champions League, there was a little part of me that was like, you know what, that must be a special moment for him. Like he's sat in the commentary box and he's watching his son make his professional debut for Man United, something that he never did. It must be decent. And then you reel yourself back in because he opens his mouth. And he's just a bad football player, just a really bad football player. I was so happy when Dion Dublin headbutted freak. Not
With a broken neck.
Not see. Yeah.
With a broken freaking neck. I know, man. Can you mind in Roy Keane's second book when he talks about wanting to sign Robbie Savage for Sunderland?
Yeah.
And he rang him and he went to his voicemail. And then bear in mind, it's like 2008. And Robbie Savage's voicemail was, "What there?" Roy Keane was like, "No, not
They're just terrible.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Just terrible. And he has the goal. Like you hear, like they listen to like other podcasts with like ex-pros, and they're going to a dressing room, and Robbie Savage is like, "Can I have a look at that watch?" Yeah, it's a nice watch. Yeah, you see mine? Mine's a Rolex, and I'll sell you my house, and I'll move somewhere else. Or he's just an idiot. He's made so much money off being shite.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I hate him.
Go on, Dill.
Right, my first one, Dave will not like. Scott Brown.
Fair play.
I absolutely detest him. Crap at football. Plays in a bang average league. And I don't even hate the Scottish League. I just think it is a bang average league, if we're just going to be honest. And it's like, I get it in like late 90s, early 2000s. You did have really good players. Like Rangers and Celtic both had really good players. But then he's like this next generation of like, Celtic is still a massive club, which they are. I'm not detesting that. But he's one of their better players. Right, give me a break. Like he got a chance to move to Tottenham and his ass fell out because he knew he was shite. He's basically the Scottish equivalent of Lee Catmull, who's crap as well, and that is all he is. He's just shit, and he gets away with it because he does this like persona thing. Like remember that Aberdeen thing where he got snapped and he got given it to Big Ed, and it was like
give it Conor McGregor.
And it was like, right, okay, you're still playing Aberdeen, like, like just piss off, like, do you know what I mean? Like, just shut up. Like, you crap.
I can see your point there, mate. I can see your point there.
I had this thing with like Scott when I worked with him because Scott absolutely loved Scott Brown. I was like, nah,
he's crap.
Like I never liked him.
He's so shit.
Liked him. He used to like the whole hard man persona on a football pitch annoys me.
I don't mind that if you are generally.
If you can play,
if you genuinely, that's what I mean.
If you are hard, like Alex Ray for us, hard as fuck.
But he didn't go on like Scott Brown does. Like if you're properly hard, you don't carry on.
Roy Keane,
prime example.
But like you say, that walk and all that crap, mate, just behave.
Like, I'm with you on that one.
Not one. 3 games a season where you've got to be the hard man. You're playing Livingston on the ones, man. Shut up. Fuck off. Go and play in the Champions League where you get spanked every week, and then you just a nobody. Like, I hate him. Like, I absolutely detest him. Fucking detest him.
I feel like this is therapy.
Yeah. Very much so.
I can't really, it's rare I get the chance to get angry anymore. Like, I like to think I'm quite a.
So should I go on my second person?
Go on then.
My second Newcastle player, Joe Barton.
Ooh, yes.
Player, manager, person, anything.
He's fucking
scumbag.
He's like
utter scumbag.
Yes.
Utter scumbag. I went holiday 3 weeks ago with Michael Johnson, who's a Sunderland fan, and he's mates with a guy who now works with Bristol City, and he went, "Oh no! Like my mate tells us Joey Barnes sound," and I went, "Just don't anymore. I don't care. Like, I could meet the man and be like, you're a scumbag. No. Don't care. Yeah. He's a prick. He's just a prick. He was a horrible footballer. I'm not going to say he wasn't not talented, like with like Nave saying about like Sabiak. He was. He probably had some talent.
Yeah.
But like from the early days, nothing to do with Newcastle. He's one of my Newcastle players because he played for Newcastle. But I think I would have generally had him if he didn't.
Yeah.
I think you put a cigar in someone's thing. You got caught chilling someone on the street. Like he
smashed Usman.
When you were at fucking bits. Newcastle, you met your match when you stand on Dixon and 2 and he just stared at you like you were a little mug.
The 1-1.
Warming up against us, he got caught for against. I'm not thinking that, but he's like giving it to the steward like, "Oh, I love the through a corner." It was like, yeah, because you deserved it because you were a prick.
That was when he was fresh out of jail.
Yeah. Fleetwood, and he's fucking managing against us, going, "Oh, little old Sunderland." Do you know what I mean? Just like, oh, mate.
Bitter that though, innit? Because did he not apply for the Sunderland job?
I just don't care. He's just horrible.
Yeah, there was a point where
human being and a million like it generally pisses me off that a club like Bristol Rovers, I'm not saying they're massive, but like established in the Football League, would hire someone
Yeah.
like that. And even Fleetwood, like they would hire someone of that decorum and that nature of just like utter.
Just a bad person. Just a bad person.
Has it been in bother again recently as well?
The last body he got was Fleetwood. He did something at Fleetwood. I can't remember what it was, but he did something at Fleetwood. Bristol, I'm not sure.
It's one of them I just like, if I see his name, I just try to ignore.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's stupid fucking cap he wears, and like, you're not Jurgen Klopp, man. Piss off.
Yeah.
You absolute prick. Done.
My second central midfielder is my second Newcastle player, and it's Kevin Nolan.
That was my near choice.
Fucking chicken dance. I know he scored a hat-trick against us in the 5-1. Like, I'm well over the 5-1. That's fucking long though. We beat you 6 times after that. Like, don't give a shit. Just the way he went about himself on a footy pitch.
The way he carried himself about.
I just fucking hate that chicken dance. Fucking hated him. I hated him. I liked him at Bolton as well, and like he is like, I'll admit, he genuinely is like, I hate him. Like my hatred started from him because of him playing for Newcastle, and I'll admit that. He also fucking he left me in an old champ man save to go to Newcastle.
There it is.
I'd taken over.
We've got to the roots.
Yeah, that's it.
I've been sacked. I got someone promoted, and then they'd sacked us halfway through the season. And I got the Bolton job. We were in the playoffs in the Championship, and I got them promoted by the playoffs. And Kevin Nolan was my star player. And fucking Newcastle met his minimum fee release clause, and he wouldn't accept a new contract with that. But so that was maybe like, it was deep rooted from them, because that's like fucking 17 years ago or something now. So it maybe started then, but like fucking, it was just minging. That Newcastle side at the time, to be fair, there was loads I could have picked from.
Pardew, Bard, Nolan.
It stemmed from the top. The whole to be honest, you know something? If we could have picked a scout for this team, I'd have picked Rimcar. You know what I mean? That Newcastle side around there.
John Carver.
I fucking hated him.
John Carver.
Imagine you could have an assistant with John Carver. Fuck me. I just hated so much around that time. Especially Nolan.
Gerrard.
Sticking with deep rooted.
It's Gerrard.
It's David Batty.
Oh, it is! Oh, fucking hell.
Goes to Steven Gerrard.
Why?
Why is it not Steven Gerrard?
No. Why is it David Batty? Just go on. Remind the listeners why. Actually, we might not have discussed this.
Batty's popped up many a time.
So Batty might have popped up past Cameron, but Batty's popped up for listeners in a lot of our conversations just about England. Nave's like a diehard England fan. So Nave, just explain why you hate David Batty.
Well, there's obvious reasons because of 98 and everything.
No, why 98?
Well, he missed a penalty. Why he was taking one, I'll never know. But he missed a penalty and he has the gall to be like, oh, well, not fussed. You know, all right, yeah, you've just missed a penalty that's just fucked us over. Like, all right then, David, but all right. But then it's like other things like...
It's not. It
is mainly that. It is mainly that.
It can't be out else, surely.
But you hit no, but
that's really all my players.
It's Premier League winner with Blackburn Rovers. Premier League winner with Blackburn Rovers didn't accept his medal. They offered him a medal, and he said
because
no.
he barely played that team.
So fuck, you've won a league. Take the medal.
I think it's an honourable decision.
Not a chance. Who turns down a medal? You don't turn down a medal.
Honourable, man.
No, he's a fucking wrong one. I hope he reaches out. I genuinely hope he comes out of his little cave that he lives in.
He's never coming out of that.
Nah, exactly, because he's a fucking idiot. I hope he cries. I hope he cries himself to sleep, but he won't. That's the thing. So annoying. So annoying.
Is that you done?
Yeah.
Right.
It could be worse, but yeah.
So what? So are we right? So we've got right winger, left winger, because you love your.
Yeah, I've got right.
So your cam without strikers.
Yeah.
Right. So you can choose first. So left attacking mid.
Left attacking mid.
Or left wing.
Craig Bellamy.
Mm-hmm.
I just absolutely detest.
So how many man do you have now? Bellamy, Batty.
Bellamy, Batty, and I've got one more.
Alright.
Craig Bellamy. Just bad attitude. Bad attitude. Very talented footballer. I'll give him that. Bad attitude.
Bad attitude in what respect?
Well, you hear stories of the way he would treat members.
Like young.
Like kids. There's a story of him doing like a charity event at Cardiff City, and receptionist comes through and she's like, there's a bit of a weight, so he starts kicking off like it's her fault. And just the way, just his overall, like even on the pitch, like even his overall persona, like the way he carried himself, and you're like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
See, when I was younger, I hated him at Newcastle, and you see as his career went on. Like,
The only time I really kind of liked him was at Manchester City. The only time I really kind of liked him because he kind of reeled it in a bit. But
I'm with you, but
I just don't like anything about him. Don't. If he was to be sat in the other end of a bar in a pub, I wouldn't stand up and go and talk to him. I wouldn't even make an effort to even acknowledge he was there. I just don't like him. Him and David Bye.
So it's this left-hand side.
Yeah.
To be fair, my wingers are interchangeable. But on the left, I'll put Nani.
Oh, that's weird.
Ooh.
I hated him, mate.
I
fucking hated him. Again, like going back to like when I was able to go every week.
Sorry, I'll let you rant on your piss.
When I was able to go every week to Sunderland games, and when the bigger clubs would like come to town, Nani was one of them. It fucking like the slightest touch and he's fucking not step overs, but the slightest touch and he's down, he's rolling round. He just had annoying little fucking Weasley face. Fucking good football.
The earrings and that.
Now to do the earrings, I wear earrings. Just the fucking way, just fucking go down, roll around, scream like a little bitch. Like fucking Nani, like you're quite a ripped lad. You're not a fanny. Like don't go down like that. I don't want to sound like a beauty. You're down. Oh, fucking dive in like no. But it's like the manner in it. There's like 7 rules that follows a tackle, and it's fucking like.
And then he does 7 somersaults after he scored.
Oh, there's that. What was that fucking? There was a game for Portugal where Ronaldo was about to score an absolutely unreal dink, and fucking Nani like nicks it off the line, and he's offside anyway, and he fucking celebrates it. Like, oh man, nah, he was just a rat. He just like a pure rat. I did not like him at all. Did not like him.
That's proper strange. That one. I would like see when like you do them and you think like I wonder who Jamie's going to pick. I would never ever would have thought you'd have picked Nani.
I really did.
I didn't mind him. I didn't mind him. Didn't mind him.
You just get those footballers. Don't
yeah, you do though.
Like,
yeah. You do get them footballers who are like, oh, I don't like you.
But Nani was on my left. Go on, Dill.
My night route, Ryan Giggs.
Wasn't expecting that.
I hate Ryan Giggs. Person, player,
Aye.
I just hate him. Shave your chest. Shut up. Don't cheat on your wife. Oh no, don't. Yeah, with your brother's missus. You're not that good.
Don't beat your wife.
Overrated.
Well, fucking.
Yeah.
Said on it.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Mess. Hate him. Fucking prick. And like he's only just like retired from the I don't want the Wales job. You're never getting that back, you bellend. So fuck off. I hate him. That's all I'm gonna say.
There's a thing now, like if we were to do like remember when we did that episode where we did like they put it in the shit bin and all that. If we were to do that like next week or something like that, one of mine would be the class of '92 because as footballers, everyone pure looked up to them and that. And then when you see them out of retirement, you see for like who they are for what they are, like Giggs.
There's only Gary Neville I like now. Beckham.
But I don't even like Beckham now because of that whole World Cup and the money thing. That's proved him for what he really is.
Actually, yeah.
Gary Neville's
and he won't sack Phil.
Gary Neville's trying to get into
sack Phil.
But Phil, but Phil might be a bad manager, but he's the only one that's kind of an alright human. Like David Beckham will take that shite money. David Beckham takes some money. Gary Neville's trying to get into like anything and fucking everything. Someone who's never opened his mouth in his playing career, now all of a sudden he opens his mouth and it's a valid point. Gary Neville. Paul Scholes chowed his daughter's toenails.
That is fucking mean. That is so grim.
Nicky Butt's been in trouble for beating the lass before. The only one that's half decent is Phil Neville, and even then he's a shit manager.
No, Gary Neville's just like using his platform to like do a bit more.
No,
I'm not. He's a footballer. He should stick to football. Footballers should not delve into politics.
No, I'm not saying that. He just, you're going because you hate Tories.
I don't know.
But he's also a scumbag with like the Salford thing. No, he is because he'd be like, oh nah, fuck the what's it called? Where the Super League. Just because Salford failed. Just because Salford failed, you pumping money at them. Don't mean you can have a go at Barca and Real. I'm not saying Barca and Real are right and all that crap. Yeah. I'm just saying, hang on, not bad.
I think it's refreshing to see like when they were players and they're all like they don't do stuff in the media, they don't do this and that. They're all dead squeaky clean, and then they've retired and like
Phil's a rat though.
They've all came out with all this. Like,
you can't turn around and say you're a footballer, stick to football. Like everybody's entitled
I'm not
to an
saying
opinion.
that.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't.
We went on a tangent here.
I don't think
Phil's
you
a
should.
rat man.
I don't think
you should. Well, a bit of a peeve.
I don't think you should I don't think you should try
Phil
and
definitely had a hole in the fucking locker room when the women's.
Phil Neville's a meth. I don't like Phil. That's
good footballer.
But
even not a good footballer.
just briefly, Paul Scholes sucking his daughter's feet was totally brushed under the carpet far too quick for He should have been like. He should have been fucking in court or something.
I completely forgotten about it, and then I went to.
I'd chew a toenails, but I'm not a dad. I went quite tiny.
I went to Carl versus Salford.
Sorry to any women listeners, that wasn't misogynistic.
I went to Carl versus Salford away, and people started singing Paul Scholes, he chews his daughter's toenails. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. He did.
Right, come on then, right wing. We've got another rat.
Adnan Januzaj.
Oh,
that is a shout.
Fucking little prick. I hated him when he come on the scene at Man United. I hated him in his one spell at Sunderland. Fucking shit. And then he scored against us, like England in the 2018 World Cup. I just fucking he just looks like a little scrawny baghead. And he reminds me of a pal of mine that I had when I was younger. That turned into a little scrawny baghead. I fucking hate him, mate. I hate him. He scored those 2 goals against us when he first burst on the scene.
Yeah.
That 2 when Craig Arn scored.
Yeah.
Fucking everyone was like, oh, fucking Adnan Januzaj, best him. Like, oh, he could pick England, Albania, fucking Belgium, like 2 other countries. And like, oh, I wonder who he picks. Who picks England? Fucking glad he didn't pick England. Fuck you, Adnan Januzaj. He came to Sunderland, thought he was bigger than the club. But that sums up the David Moyes era. Players coming and thinking they were people coming to Sunderland and thinking they were too big for the club. Fuck him. He scored 1 goal. It was against Cheltenham in the fucking League Cup. That went to extra time. Granted, in that 4-0 win where we beat Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, he played a through ball that split the defence into fucking all sorts of pieces. But fuck him. Little rat. Hate him.
Love it.
Fairs.
I've gone for Dirk Kuyt.
Oh, I actually hated him when he was at that's a good shout.
Just did not like him. And he always somehow would.
He looked like a sweaty mess, didn't he?
Yeah. And he would always somehow come up. He'd always come up with a goal.
Yeah.
Somewhere he'd come up with a goal. Whether it come off his toe, his ass, his dick, somehow it would just go in, and everyone would be like, "Oh, Dirk Kuyt's so good." He's not. And there's like the whole workhorse mentality, like that whole.
He was a workhorse.
He's such a workhorse. He's such a workhorse.
No, he was though.
Park Ji-sung's a workhorse.
Dirk Kuyt was a pure graft.
See, I hate Park Ji-sung. I just don't get it.
I just didn't understand why.
That's like the one thing you can't take away from Dirk Kuyt.
Yeah, he was a workhorse.
Nah.
He moved from he was like a 20-goal season striker in Holland, back to the Holland thing. Came to Liverpool.
Crap.
Like, come play as a striker, moved to right wing, and was like, and because he grafted that much, like, he did a job. But he wasn't mint.
I just didn't like him. I just wanted someone to kick him.
We don't need rationale for this 11. Like, you don't need to justify your hatred. You hate someone, you hate them.
Just did not like him.
Dylan?
You can get yourself
mine is like mine is my most recent, and my last mag is Alan Saint-Maximin.
Oh,
yes.
Despise
fucking thank you.
I'm gonna say cunt. Yeah, do you know why though? Part of it isn't even his fault. I just don't get he's not even that good, but because he's quick, they're like, oh, he's fucking mint. No, he's not. He hasn't scored a goal in a year.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's because he'll get the ball in the corner and he'll fire 40 step overs.
Yeah, but he hasn't scored a goal in a year, right? He scored. I did my research on this one. He scored 11 goals in 86 games for Newcastle. That is shite compared to what he gets thinged at. The way they talk about him, you think he scored like 35.
You think they'd have? You think they
you think he'd scored like abundance of goals?
Yeah.
And it's like, nah. Like, honestly, I hate what trajectory they're going, but it's going to happen. In like 3 years, they won't even remember that gun.
No, not at all.
No. And if they do, it'll be for some fucking shit headband he had on.
Yeah.
I hate him. Like, He's crap. He's like Almiron. When he first burst in, they thought he was mint, and now he's just shit.
He won't be in the squad.
And now they're generally gutted. They don't want to admit it. They're generally gutted that this window hasn't gone how they want it to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because they probably thought they were having replaced. Or he'd be on the bench or coming on.
Yeah.
He's crap.
I reckon they thought this window was going to be like when Chelsea fought Scott Abramovich.
There's a reason why Leo sold him and then they won the league. Because he's shit. He's not a good footballer. He
won't.
Isn't.
If they do win a trophy,
there's nothing on social media.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Because he tweeted about Sunderland a few times when we were in League One.
Premier League footballer in League One.
Hang on, you're not bothered about us, so why are you tweeting about us when we're in League One? You fucking rat.
Can you remember that photo?
Can't be asked.
Can you remember that photo of him when he'd been shopping? He'd been shopping in Fennels. And he was like, oh, fucking he wouldn't shop Mike Ashley's fucking Sports Direct. Mike Ashley owns Fennels, you rats.
I fucking hate him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
It's one of them where I don't generally hate relevant Newcastle players because we're not in the same league, so I don't have that rapport. But it's the media and everything.
Yeah, it's not just Newcastle fans. It's the media.
Fuck off.
When he does something good on matches,
if he was doing that for Arsenal or Tottenham, you'd be saying shit.
Producing now to
you'd be going, well, he's not doing good enough.
Can you mind we played them?
Big Fish Small Pond.
We played Lille in a pre-season friendly years ago, and we beat them. And there's this little clip of him.
Rodwell tackled him.
Fucking Jack Rodwell tackled. Jack Rodwell tackled him. Jack Rodwell was on a football pitch. Fuck me.
Big Fish Small Pond. Not a very good big fish neither.
Yeah. Right, done.
No, I'm with you on that one.
Strikers.
Thank you for that one. I love it. Thank you, man.
So, what have you got?
I've got a cam.
Oh, you've got a
Do you
cam?
want to start with my cam?
You should go
there. Go on
right, I'm going to start with my cam. It may divide opinion, I'm not entirely sure, but I have gone with Matt Letizia.
It's a weird one,
It's a very weird one.
I used to really like him, and then when you get older and that, and you like,
he's lost the plot.
Yeah, well, he's
to be fair, I listened to his on the Caution Day. It was alright.
I was
like, oh shit, it's alright.
Nah,
I get what you mean because he's a flat earther and all that.
Well, yeah, there's that, but I'm done. I'm done with it. I think
and I also watched
Sky Sports will forever.
The other day, sorry to put in a program the other day. It's a shit program. I'm gonna admit it. It's one of those reality ones that I like. About a lass going around talking to sex workers, and his son.
Oh, right, I thought you were going to say he was on it.
No, his son. His missus is like an OnlyFans girl, and she's just started getting piped. Anyway, and I seen the name like. There's anyone in this world called Letizia. It's got to be related. 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 And then the interview after was the son, like the guy coming home from work, just a normal he lives in Southampton still, just a normal like working class house. And he went, well, yeah, we got a bit of financial trouble, and my family wouldn't lend us any money, so she had to start doing this to keep us afloat. To keep the family afloat, like the daughters and that. So he was saying basically, like even though his dad's a fucking well-renowned footballer and money, they wouldn't lend them any money to try and keep them afloat because they got in a bit of a bad way, and that's why she had to start sex working. And I was like, Matt Letizia is a cunt. So yeah, I'm saying, yeah, do you know what I mean?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, honestly, it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But it's a good program. It's on next week. It's a series.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah.
My reason was because I'm sick to death of the whole fucking. Yeah, he could have played for someone else and been half as decent. He could have got into so many.
Well, to be fair, his podcast he rattled a lot, didn't he?
If he was
good for Tottenham,
if he was good enough, then he would have got it. It's all well and good saying, oh well, he scored this many goals, and I enjoy watching his dink goals on that in the Premier League and some of the goals that he scored and that, but like. It's just nah.
He loved being a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of that mentality. If you've got the ability to do it, but because you can't be asked to put a little bit of extra work in and make something a little bit more of yourself, I find that annoying.
For the listeners, Olivia Atwood Getting Filthy Rich episode 2. That was the fucking program I watched. She basically goes around meeting like porn stars from England, and she went to met Matt Letizia's son's missus who started doing it, and what pissed us off is the last started crying because she was admitting that she'd done OnlyFans and then had to go home to her husband and was upset about it. And he wouldn't lend them any money.
That's minging.
That is
Fuck Matt Letizia. We have unearthed a horrible man.
So he is banging nearly everyone's 11 now.
Shite footballer.
Do you know what? I'm screwing one out. He's in mine.
Well, we took a dark turn there. That was like.
Sorry,
we got real there.
Sorry, he just knocked in my head.
Fair
you
play.
don't back your family up when you're that rich.
I know. That's pure.
I'm screwing one of mine. I'm with Leif.
I mean, that could Steve. Fucking like dad not want to be involved.
Right, I'm with Leif. I'm with Leif. Matt Letizia.
Yeah, fuck Matt Letizia.
I'm screwing one out.
If he was good enough to be this good and this good and this good, he would have got it. Yeah. That's what. That was my main reason behind it.
Right, first striker, Will Grigg. Fucking.
I don't hate him.
Will Grigg defines the last 4 years of Sunderland.
He does, but I don't hate him for it because I got bored of it.
He didn't want to sign.
I got pure buzzed when we signed in mine, but then I fell to earth very fast.
It's fucking like even when you do a Football Manager save in this kind of time, you can't get rid of the cunt. You can't get rid of him.
No, you can't.
He's on £10 a week. You can't ship him on, and you're like, oh man, I need this money for other players. He just basically Will Grigg for me defines Sunderland in League One. That's why I've put him in, because
the Donald era.
I won't be able to see his name without thinking, fucking what a minging 4 years that was. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just totally just defies that. Like there's probably other strikers like I realistically like if I really like dug deep and thought about how much I hated them when I was younger when I played, I'd have hated more. But it's just I hate him because I look at his name and it makes me unhappy. That is why.
Fair play. You watch that Sunderland Till I Die as well, and the bit where Jack Ross is like £1 million, but I would go no more than that. And you can tell he's not even that bothered about him. But yet Donald's like, I'm gone then.
Stuart Donald ended up spending more than it would have cost to give Mike Madger like a fucking signing fee, and then sits back the chain and goes, I love a deal. You've not pulled off a deal, man. You've had your pants down. We could have had a deal. Rat. Oh, God.
Fair play, mate.
Yeah. Go on, Dill.
I said mine was Letizia. I've screwed mine out and put Letizia.
Oh, right. Oh, so we're all down to one.
Yeah. I've screwed. I will admit I've screwed out Maradona, but Letizia.
Oh, fair play.
Fair play, mate.
Remember the sex thing.
Yeah. Fair play, mate.
Don't support your family. Fuck you.
No.
Fair play, mate.
Yeah. Well, go on then, Nath. Who's your striker?
My striker.
I think I know who this is.
It's Alan Shearer.
Yeah, knew that.
Alan fucking Shearer.
I hate him, but no.
It was too easy to put in.
Yeah, maybe for yous, but no, I just can't see past him. I did at one point write Kenny Miller down because I just detest Kenny Miller, but then I was like,
shout actually.
He has no lips. It's pure weird.
I
don't trust a man with no lips.
I hate this.
I don't trust a man
I
with
hate
no
this
lips.
hard man image that he puts out as well. Like Kenny Miller, you are not hard. You're a fucking idiot. But I sat and thought, there's got to be someone I hate more than Kenny Miller. And it's just Alan Shearer. But I've had that rant on.
It was the obvious one to put in, which is why I didn't put him in.
I just think it's just so fucking annoying. People still suck him off because he's scored the most goals in Premier League history.
It's quite a good record.
Yeah, but what have you done with it though? You've won one medal, and even then you couldn't win it on your own. You had to sign Chris fucking Sutton to win the league. Yeah, it's all well and good.
His personal records are unreal, Tom. Like his achievements,
give him that.
Like the only like actual club medal he got was like the league with Blackburn, but
his England record's shit.
His personal like achievements, like all-time goal scorer, is by blah 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 blah. I hate him, right?
Fair enough. I'll give him that. But you can't go to bed at night and go professional footballer, England captain, top goal scorer in the Premier League. Like, fuck off. You've got one with his men, Alan.
But like,
football's all about winning trophies. It's not about being on top of statistics. It's about winning trophies.
Yeah, but we could have the argument with Totti.
I was about to say Francesco Totti.
He did win it.
He's won a World Cup though.
Won a World Cup.
He's won a World Cup. He's won a Scudetto. Alan Shearer's won one league. He's won one league. Someone of his talent and goal scoring ability should merit more than one
And
winner's
he never
medal.
started I'm going back on my He never started at Newcastle and stayed there.
No,
Yeah.
It should his talent and ability should merit more
Anyway,
than just one winner's medal. And I hope Harry Kane breaks it, or someone
hope Harry
fucking
I hope
breaks that
Harry Kane
record.
breaks it.
I hope someone breaks that record, because then we can
Harry Kane could end up breaking it, but only being that Spurs and winning fuck all.
yeah, but I don't care.
I don't think that'll happen though. I don't think that'll happen though.
I-
Harry Kane will win something.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
And
the
then we
Spurs
can-
win the FA Cup this year.
Yeah.
They'll win the FA Cup
And then
this
we
year.
can finally put that thing. We can finally put Alan Shearer to bed. He gave management a go.
And he got Newcastle relegated.
Didn't work well, and he's never done it since.
He took Newcastle down.
And he's never done
I
it since.
fucking love that.
'Cause he
I
finds
love that so much.
He finds it easier to sit in a studio and just go, just slag everyone off like Carragher and that. And he turned his back on England as well. Love the Three Lions, eh?
Oh, fucking hell.
Right.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, good God.
My second striker, David Ngog.
What?
Why?
There's a story
He's
behind
a
this.
nothing human being.
There's a story behind this.
Nothing. I'm sure he's a daddy.
There's a story behind this.
Oh my God, eh?
So it's the 09-0-10 season.
Pure tell we've had a pee, mate.
It's the 09-0-10 season. As you know, like me, like Maka, Mapali and that, like we play fantasy football every season. We take it quite serious. So it gets down to the last game of the season. Liverpool at home to Hull, and I'm thinking, right,
This is not a reason
Hull,
to hate somebody.
it is. Hull are already down. So I'm thinking Liverpool are gonna fucking batter Hull, but like they're gonna like rest players.
Right.
So I made a double transfer, which is a -4 points, to bring David Ngog in, thinking he's going to be the main striker in this Liverpool game. I'm winning the fantasy football league by about 3 points at the time.
I can't.
David Ngog starts, Liverpool draw 0-0. I lose the fantasy football league by a point. So my -4 from bringing David Ngog in cost me the fantasy football.
That's your fault.
That is,
You should put yourself on.
I can't put myself up front.
That's not his fault.
I've hated David Ngog ever since. I fucking hate him.
That's not his fault.
Is in my fantasy football league group chat is the profile is like the picture of like the group chat, like the legend has lived since 2010.
Wow.
Sunderland were linked with him. Can you mind? Sunderland actually bid for him when he signed for Bolton. Sunderland went for him as well. And if we signed, I'd have been fucking gutted if we signed him, mate.
I was nicknamed over him on Football Manager 2010.
No, you were right. It was flop.
It was Klopp he had a Liverpool save when I was playing for the Joiners Arms, and he nicknamed every player over, like every Joiners Arms player over players. I was
And you were Ngog.
I was David Ngog.
I've seen a screenshot. It's horrendous.
I hate it. What? Another one of them things. You know when like there's always folk that will judge players in real life, like how they turn out on like Football Manager or FIFA or something like that, and they're like, oh, he's mint, and that we've signed him, he's mint. Like, how do you know he's mint? Oh, because on Football Manager is mint. No. If you're gonna like sign somebody that's mint on Football Manager, sign him and jokingly be like, oh, he's mint on Football Manager. Like, you can't judge him whether he's good or not.
Don't be
You know
genuine
what I mean?
about it.
Well, I had a pal when Liverpool signed Ngog. I mean, to be fair, he was like pure over the top with Liverpool signings anyway. When Liverpool signed Ngog, he was like, "Oh, he's mint him, man! Like he's class on Football Manager." I was like, "Well, like he's not going to be mint, is he? Like you don't know that."
So if Sunderland signed Liam Delap in the
yeah, but like you've seen Liam Delap play football. Nobody's seen David Ngog play football in England when he fucking signed for Liverpool. But yeah, David Ngog.
fair play.
And I thought it'd just be like a little bit of banter because before him I had James Vaughan put in, and I thought I've got far too many Sunderland players.
Start questioning start questioning your loyalty.
I could no, I have loyal Sunderland. That's why I hate so many ex-Sunderland players because they were fucking awful and just used the club. Well, that's me. That's my 11.
So I say my last striker then.
Go on then.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Ooh. Fucking despise him. And it's not even like player ability wise, because he's obviously good. It's the whole
I'm Zlatan.
I am a lion. I'm
Oh.
Zlatan. Like, and then like AC Milan win the league, and he has to get his speech recorded in the change room. And it's like, man, just fuck off.
Like he's the reason behind it.
Yeah, like just piss off. Like,
Signed a new contract.
you played about 4 minutes from January.
I think the best thing he did
Piss off.
in that season was he won the header for Tonali's goal against Lazio.
Literally,
I think that's the only thing he's done.
He barely
in that
played
season,
from January.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then and it's like, I'm not expecting Tomori or Kalulu to step up and be like, say speeches, but he just took it all himself. Like, yeah, I am the one. It's like, mate, you're not.
They won the league because the defense was unreal.
They won the league on a mint youth team, and like, do you know what I mean? Just like, oh mate,
it was a team effort as to why they won the league. If anyone should really stand up and say you won the league because of me, Tonali, really, he was pure unreal.
I don't hate him because of that. I hate the whole thing. It's just like, right, I'm not saying you have to win the Champions League to make, but you've never won the Champions League, but you make this like pedestal of yourself. Like,
genuinely, he was probably one of my favourite all-time strikers from like 2002 till maybe it's like the early 20-teens. Can't stand him now.
I remember forget about Euro 2008, and then maybe after that I started to come down. I started to get off him.
Can you remember 2012? Euro 2012. It must have been Euro 2012. And Sweden. Who the fuck was Sweden playing? I can't mind who they were playing. And Alan Hansen was in the studio, and he was like, "Oh, I still never." On about Ibrahimovic, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just not convinced by him." And by this point, like, he'd been one of the best strikers in Europe at the time. So at that point, he was like probably one of my favourite strikers in Europe. Fast forward 10 years, I can't stand him.
Yeah.
Retire, fuck off.
yeah,
Just
like
go.
signing a new deal now. It's like, man,
Like, why?
Yeah, why are you claiming?
Why
now
don't-
because now they signed Origi. I'm not saying Origi's mint, but they've signed that Origi. That I would have Origi over him. You down another pedestal one.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
When he came on against Empoli when we were there, he was just so slow.
He did
and
nothing.
stiff.
Just you've had your time. Just go, Just go. Maybe an indication if he doesn't know what he's going to do. Like, what's he going to do? He's got a year now. He's got a year to think about what he's going
He's
to do.
out for 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, they are then. So
He's got 6 months to think about what he's going to do.
Which he'll be slower off.
He'll barely kick a ball this season.
Anyway,
No,
managers.
Nath. No, Nath's
No, I
here.
didn't know
Manager,
this year.
one name, David Moyes.
I knew you.
David Moyes. I've ranted about David Moyes plenty on this podcast in the past.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to. We need to shut up.
Yeah. Brief summary. Arrived in Sunderland, thought he was too big at the club. Too big for the club. Took us down with a whimper. Wanker. Cunt. Fuck off, Moyes. Who's your team manager?
Glenn Hoddle.
I wasn't expecting that.
Because he picked David Pye.
Yeah. Cousin 98, and that's it.
Mine is the fat cunt on the screen behind us, Rafa Benitez.
That's a fucking great shout. That.
Rafa the Gaffer.
It'd have been my second choice. Oh,
Hate
what
him.
a revolution, like.
Revolution crap.
Inter.
Just I hate him.
Shit at Madrid.
And everyone's going, but what we spoke about on the last episode of my Roma save when I lost the league to Inter and the Europa, he's in the manager of it.
Oh no!
Oh!
Fucking hell.
Hate him.
How did your laptop survive that? Fucking hell.
Oh, that's why I need to fucking top myself and say,
Oh man. Fuck's sake. I felt like that was a bit of therapy, that boys.
Yeah, I feel
it's good.
I feel a lot better for it.
If anybody wants to send us on social media who their most hated footballers in, like, opinions welcome, let us know.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Give us your 11s.
Yeah, like 11s or just generally anybody that you hate in football. Could be anyone. Like, I was naming scouts in that before. But find us on Instagram, prawn_sandwich, and find us on Twitter at Prawn Podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fucking don't want to remember that time, boys.
Well played, mate. So,
Right. Till next time.
Good night.